We had a very hard time trying to decide what to show you in this film. After all, 10 minutes is all we have. Maybe we should show those things that people abroad seem to regard as typically Swedish. Summer love, sex films, religious brooding. Maybe we could just run through everything we had, or didn't have. No, these things would be impossible in just 10 minutes. So instead, we've decided to show you two things. Two things that we think are unique in the cultural and film worlds. Our new film house in Stockholm, and some glimpses of a children's film project that has come about through the collaboration of the Swedish Film Institute, Sweden's private film industry, and the filmmakers themselves. But we're losing time. Let's start with Film House. The building, which is over 500 feet long and 130 feet wide, was built by us. That is, the Swedish Film Institute, a foundation established in 1963 by agreement between the state and the film industry. Its purpose is to help the film industry economically in various ways and to further the production of quality films. Filmhouse, which is a unique cultural center, contains not only the Swedish Film Institute and Cinematheque, but also the Dramatic Institute, the State School of the Dance, the Film and Drama sections of the University of Stockholm, and the Drottningholm Theatrical Museum. Let's take a look at some of the facilities. The Swedish Film Institute itself has two large film studios having a total floor area of over 10,000 square feet and equipped with the very latest in studio material. Just now, Ingmar Bergman, who also works in Filmhouse, is preparing some color tests for his next film. The Dramatic Institute, the State School for Film, Television, Theater, and Radio, has fully professional facilities at its disposal. In the television department, for example, there is a complete color television studio that can, if desired, be plugged into the national Swedish television broadcasting net. On the same level are the rehearsal halls for the State School of the Dance, where dancing teachers and choreographers receive training. Filmhouse contains 3 movie theaters and a sound mixer, all of which are serviced from one machine room. This is the largest movie theater, accommodating 364 people and able to project films of all formats from 16 frame per second silence to 70mm taut AO with stereophonic sound. Here, the Cinematheque gives 2 shows 6 days a week with offerings ranging from film classics to underground and experimental films. One more thing, we also show quality films in 24 different smaller communities throughout Sweden. Cities and towns whose inhabitants otherwise would never have the opportunity of seeing such films. The Film Institute also publishes 2 magazines, Chaplin, a periodic film magazine of high quality, and Film in Sweden, a PR magazine about Swedish films that is printed in 2 languages. This is the Cinematheque's library, which, among other things, serves all those who study film and theater science at the University of Stockholm. Those departments are also located in Filmhouse. The Stills Archive contains 1,500,000 still pictures from films from throughout the world. It may well be the largest archive of its kind anywhere. The Press Clippings Archive is also impressive. The names of over 20,000 directors and actors are to be found here. The Documentation Department houses scripts, posters, and so forth. Have you ever thought what hidden art treasures there must be among old film posters? And now for that film we mentioned at the beginning of this little presentation. It's a children's film in color called Niklas and His Friends. By American standards, it's a very low-budget movie costing the equivalent of only about $130,000. We've chosen to show you the shooting of a children's film because it represents the ever-increasing appreciation of our children's needs for movies, good movies. The film crew consists of 10 people. In location work like this, it's quite common that one person does several jobs. Here, for example, the sound man is working all by himself. And the script girl functions as makeup girl as well. It cannot really be said that all Swedish film productions are done in this manner, but the economic facts of life have more and more forced the producers to lower their production costs. a situation that, of course, doesn't merely apply to the Swedish film industry alone. Here we see the director of the movie giving direction to one of the principal actors. The actor isn't really giving the scene all the feeling the director wants, but the scene is rehearsed over and over till everyone is satisfied. The director's name is Ulf André. This is his first feature film, by the way. He's 33 years old and a graduate of the film school, after having had numerous other jobs such as actor and truck driver. The film school, which was founded in 1963 under the aegis of the Swedish Film Institute, has markedly changed Swedish film life by giving rise to trained young photographers, sound technicians, and directors. To give you an idea, at the end of the 1960s, 2/3 of all Swedish feature films were directed by directors who had made their debut after 1963. The producer of the film, Christer Abrahamsen, is only 26 years old. The average age for the whole film crew, by the way, is no higher. He is not a graduate of the film school, but rather has worked his way up, so to say. Among other things, he was production supervisor on the film Dear John that became such a success in the United States. Here he tells the interviewer that the film was able to get underway thanks to the Swedish Film Institute, which is providing 50% of the financing. The distributor, Sandrev Film, is paying 25%, and the remaining 25% is from the filmmakers themselves. That productions of this type receive support is very important, since many serious films would never even be able to get off the ground without grants from the Film Institute. A good form of cooperation between the state, the film industry, and individual filmmakers. We hope that in these few minutes we've been able to give you some impression of the film climate in Sweden today. Of course, the best way to experience it is at a movie theater, perhaps with Niklas and his friends.